Here's Justified, Season 1, Episode 1, titled Fire in the Hole. A shout out to Darren Foster, who wrote one of the films I did, Nostalgia, that you can watch on YouTube right now. It's got over 2 million hits, very good writer. I met him back in 2003. I never watched television in years, so I think it was like 6-7 years since the last time I watched television. And I was watching like Melrose or 90210 back then, so I never really got into TV that much, ironically enough, because I've reviewed, like, as per this review, hundreds of TV episodes and TV reviews. So just Darren Foster told me, watch Justified, it's the best show on TV right now. So here I am watching Justified, starting with Season 1, titled Fire in the Hole, based on Elmore Leonard short story, basically the first short story. It's like the pilot of the episode is the short story, and then they're going to take it from there, which is another irony, is that I started watching this episode, ironically enough. I watched the first episode, and then I watched to watch the second episode, and then I was on imdb.com, and I learned that Elmore Leonard has just passed away. So amazing coincidence, I don't know what it is, but that I started watching this because this random show I knew nothing about, all of a sudden Elmore Leonard, who is the creator of the show, or basically based on a short story, is the man who passed away as I started watching the show. So anyways, two themes of this episode that I caught: old soul in the new world, perfect casting, perfect Kentucky setting, even though they're not shooting in Kentucky, but kind of like that interesting Kentucky. But at the same time, I've only driven through Kentucky, so what do I know? But basically, great casting. Tim Lee Alflin is so perfectly casted in this role. And basically, it's about respecting the past, but needing to move to the future. So the racism story angle, people hanging on to the Bible of the past so they could continue to be the racist people that they were in the past. Like one of the characters, the main character, the main villain in this episode goes, remember when the time when a car with two white boys driving to a black neighborhood used to scare them? They used to be scared shitless of them. Now it's the opposite. Two white guys go into black neighborhood, and now we're the ones who's supposed to be scared. And this is the guy who's rationalizing, saying that we need to change this, and that's what kind of rationalizing why he blew up a black neighborhood church, because we got to take things back to what the Bible says and back in the old times. So here's the main character, basically a cowboy who is in the modern world, who understands the modern times, and who's constantly struggling to be a good person, which is a common theme in TV shows of the last 10 years. The second theme I caught in this episode is rationalizing your behavior. So Justified, perfectly titled, is a man, Marshal Givens, who is forced to go back to his hometown Kentucky because he killed a man in public. He's justified because the man pulled the trigger first, but really, why would he do this? He kind of set it up, manipulated to set this up to kill this guy in public, which is going to cost him his Miami job. But basically, he's rationalizing it because he pulled the trigger first, even though he manipulated. So the question is, of course, is why we do the things that we do, which is great thematic in television because we have a lot of time to spend on these characters. The end scene with his ex-wife, who we're going to get to know in the future episodes, goes, why do I do these things? He asks himself, why does he do these things? So he's talking to the audience in a say while he talks to his ex-wife. And he's back in his hometown I guess he's going to figure himself out. I guess that's what I got from the pilot. This short story kind of into this pilot, which is, this short story could have been brilliantly made into a movie, but they decided to do a pilot. So now they're going to make a TV show. So where do they go from there? So taking a seed of a short story and going to make this, this huge arc of a TV show. Elmore Leonard was, he's got his hands all over the table. His fingerprints all over the scripts. He understands these characters, and now we're about to be tied into the rest of the series. So here we go. That's my review.